Hello, everybody. This is Preston Poulter here with Pocket Jacks Comics, joined by regular writers John and Larry.
Good evening.
Good evening.
It's good to have you both on. Hello, Big Steve, Mr. Pickles, Doodle Squatch, and all that. There's been a lot of drama swirling now that I'm stepping back into doing indie comic news. But yeah. But here we just talk about writing. And Larry, how's the creative process going for you?
I would say it's going a little slow, but
yeah, I've noticed. Like, I feel like, I
think it's the season.
Yeah, it could be.
It could be. It is a really bad time of the year to be
that's
picking up people for work and stuff like that. So yeah.
I tried warning Mulby about when he wanted to bring up the shared universe thing like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. I'm just like, dude, I don't think this is the right time.
Let's wait till we're fresh in the new year for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. That was my thought, but he wanted to go move right along. I'm like, okay, more power to you.
Well, you see, that's how you gain experience, right? That's how you go, oh, wait, no, it's the experience is the best teacher. So,
well, if you've got a product that's ready and ready to ship and whatnot, it's fine to sell it around this time of year because people will buy it for gifts and whatnot. But yeah,
no, I don't mind. White Lily did reach its funding goal, so
that's excellent.
Thank you so much, everyone. I felt loved. That was one of those like trust fall exercises where I'm like, okay, I'm putting out this work into the comic book marketplace, and it doesn't look anything like what a comic book should, but I think it's a great story, and it found an audience. It found some acceptance and people who were willing to fight for it, and I had a lot of hardcore fans like those last few days just really sharing the links, and I felt very loved as a creator. I watched people, that small, we happy few were out there fighting, and thank you, everybody. That was cool. Now I'm all, thank you so much. It was cool. But hopefully, Larry, you'll get some of that next year when Primal Chaos comes out.
I felt bad I couldn't back your book right now, but
that's all right.
Yeah, I did try to share the link as much as possible. So.
And like that helps. Vicky shared the link. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's the thing. As like we get into different factions of people who know of each other, have experience with each other, but aren't associated with each other. When other people are willing to go, oh, I like this enough to share it. That's how that people do value your artistic and creative contribution. Is when they're like, I'm going to share that. So, separating the art from the artist and all that is, I guess, what we're talking about. But all right, we got some exciting pages. I got the end of Guinevere 5. So I'm very curious to know what you guys think. Hopefully you like it. I cannot be contained. Okay, wait. I don't like factions. I stop. There you go. Sounds good. Yeah, and I do too. And I don't, I don't wish ill on anybody. I live streamed with War Campaign on Sunday. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It went exactly like you would expect it to. Exactly. I don't know. What would you expect? What would you expect that would be?
Probably a lot of foolishness and.
Yes. There's a lot of foolishness.
Lots of strange memes and whatnot. So yeah.
They were absolutely fascinated with my sex life. Which was a topic they promised they weren't going to talk about,
Of course,
but, yes. But still, we were civil about it. But at the same time, I got, just like here in this writers group, they did a very goofily voiced reading of 3 pages of White Lily. So it was like the writers group, and that was cool. They gave me some notes, which I appreciated.
Okay.
But look, you got to get used to that. I don't mind. It's I'm like, as long as they're reading my work, let's talk about it. I don't mind talking about my story, even if these people are my enemies. I still want to go, well, here's my story. Like, why should I like it? It fucking sucks. I'm like, well, here's why. You need to be able to do these things, I think. So I looked at it as a valuable experience.
Interesting.
Yeah. Preston had magical. Thank you, Steve. But look, I think because and this is what I told them. I'm like, I believe in competition. I think the reason why you saw such lackluster nonsense in Ethan's circle is they had this mentality of we're all going to support each other, and it wasn't instead merit. It was we as a group were going to divvy up all this cash, for crowdfunded comic books from this audience as a group, as opposed to what is the best project we could be offering people right now. Those are totally fundamentally different questions. So, see, I had a. When is Malin going to get White Lily #1? Yeah. Fair enough. Oh wait, because I think I gave Skinny if I'm able to keep everybody's online monikers right, a bunch of White Lily ones for him to give away for Mr. Otis. Because like now I'm trade paperback time, so I'm going out of print on basically all the comics, and so I'm like, boy, I printed a whole bunch of issue 1s. Like, what am I going to do with these things? And so I sent Skinny just a box of White Lily issue 1, and he's giving those out. So yes, so he's giving those out for everybody that backed the Otis Stein project, which includes me. Skinny, you don't need to send me a copy of White Lily 1. I have more than enough. So, but thank you. Anyway, okay, so we got Winter 5, we got Demonatrix. I understand we're toning down the sex a little bit this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Okay. I'm still going to have Larry read it, though.
Okay, fair enough. Why did you decide?
I'm making him read all the gratuitous sex stuff.
Okay, why did you decide to tone down the sex?
I felt like it wasn't advancing the plot, and it was kind of distracting.
Yeah. Yes.
So there's so there still is plenty in it, but instead of
thank you, Skinny. I shall get 2 copies of White Lily issue 1. Fantastic. So what were we saying, Joe?
So I'm trying to. There's still going to be lots of gratuitous sex, but
yes,
right now, rather than that being the goal of the character, it's just going to be a byproduct of the events of the scene, and I think that'll work better. And it also makes room because there's more stuff with the angels, and there's going to be some more action in it. So we'll see.
Let's see. Wait. What's this? I'm missing out on. I want an X-rated White Lily. There you go. Called White Lily. Okay. There we go.
You'd have to do a gender bend version of White Lily for that.
Yeah. All right. There we go. Where are we today? Okay. Which group do we want to start off with? Oh, and Larry, are you presenting anything? Did you break stuff up? No. Okay.
No.
Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah. Work's been so crazy lately. I haven't had a lot of time to sit down and write at night. So.
All right. Here we go. Demonatrix. So are we starting back from page 1 again?
Well, yes, page 1 of the PDF that I uploaded.
Okay. Oh, but this is not page 1 of the story. It is or is not page 1 of the story?
It's page 1 of the PDF. It's page 11 of the screenplay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, okay. So we're still so you're not radically changing Like the last 10 pages is what I'm saying.
No. Last 10 pages are basically staying the same. We're picking up from when the angels arrive at the police station.
Okay.
Which I forgot last time that's actually during the day now.
Okay.
Because because basically they were watching a movie until 2, 3 in the morning. The murder happened at 4 or 5 in the morning. By the time she's being arrested, it's now going to be 7, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And I forgot about that last time, so technically that should have all been during the day. So,
okay.
Yeah. So, Larry is going to read, and I guess you and I will.
There we go. Larry should refine the book of space and bond.
Retitle, yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't quite get it. I don't get it.
I think it's like a porn title. I'm not sure.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Skinny will explain it, I'm sure, but yeah.
All right.
And then the others, there's a lot of other characters, so Preston, you and I will just tag team the characters.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, ready to go? Okay. Exterior police station day. A black SUV pulls up to the parking lot. 2 agents in dark suits and sunglasses. Joel, the older 40s of the two, white salt and pepper hair, distinguished features, and Tatiana, younger, 28 to 35, blonde hair, blue-eyed, get out and walk into the building. Interrogation room.
The story has a distinctly Canadian feel when
Jacob rushes into the room, grabbing Emmy. Even being nearly a foot taller and 100 pounds heavier, he has difficulty keeping Emmy under control. Police station lobby. Sergeant Alvarez meets with the 2 agents, leads them into the police station. The agents exchange glances before running ahead of him down the hallway. Interrogation room. Emmy throws Jacobs off of her and kicks him in the head. She scans the room fanatically. Suddenly, Emmy collapses on the floor, unconscious, leaving Lolita in her place. Lolita stretches out her wings, filling the room. Observation room. The observation room sits empty, save the video camera. Lolita closes her eyes, focusing her mind. Her wings and horns retract into her body. Her skin turns from brick red to palish yellow. She looks human. The video camera comes into focus, but instead of Lolita, only pixelated distortion is visible on the LCD screen. As Lolita races from the interrogation room, the distortion crosses the LCD screen towards the door. Interrogation room. Jacobs wakes as Alvarez and the 2 agents enter the room. Jacobs turns to Emmy, finds her still unconscious.
You can start,
girl?
Preston. What girl? Who are you?
Larry. We have an action line that starts. Joel heads back.
Oh, sorry. Joel heads out of the hallway. Tatiana follows.
Wait, where are you going? Alvarez, see to them.
Yes, sir.
Interior police station hallway, moving. Jacob races down the hall after Joel and Tatiana.
What the hell is going on?
Women's locker room. Joel and Tatiana burst into the locker room. A half-dressed officer nursing a bruise on her forehead lays on the ground by an open locker as several other officers attend to her.
A young woman came through here. Where did she go?
The officers turn to Tatiana, points.
Out the back door.
Tatiana and Joel race towards the door. Jacob follows as several feet behind. Exterior police station. Tatiana and Joel burst out the side door. Across the parking lot, Lolita, wearing a baggy sweater, is walking towards a 12-foot cyclone fence. She looks back, hearing the door, seeing Joel and Tatiana. Lolita bolts towards the fence, leaping over it in a single jump. Upon hitting the ground, she keeps running. At the door, Joel turns to Tatiana.
Stay with the girl. You're Tatiana.
Sir.
Joel bolts across the parking lot after Lolita. Jacob exits the building, sees Joel racing across the parking lot. Pursues? Across the parking lot, Joel scales the fence, jumping down from the top and running after Lolita. Jacob reaches the fences, climbs up over the top, then climbs down. Exterior city street, night, moving. Lolita runs full speed down. Sorry?
That shouldn't be night. It's still the same scene.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, that's my bad.
Day. Moving. Lolita runs full speed down the street with Joel hot on her heels. Lolita jumps a railing onto some steps leading down to the subway. Joel hurdles the railings, keeping pace.
No, right.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't you move the page? I'm like, oh, okay, you can't. All right, never mind.
Interior subway. Lolita leaps over the turnstiles, catching the attention of the metro officer.
Hey, get back here.
Joel runs into the subway, shows a badge.
FBI, move!
Joel leaps the turnstiles. Lolita races to the end of the subway.
Lolita!
She turns as Joel is walking towards her.
Come on, Buzzkill. I've only got 72 hours on this plane. What's it to you?
I believe you misspelled plane. Just FYI.
Yeah, I think it's Plane, right? Yeah.
Plane.
Yeah.
That's a plane that flies.
Oh yeah.
It's also a dimensional plane.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
PLAIN is
like plain bland sort of
bland.
Yeah.
I thought I looked that up when I typed this, but whatever. Okay.
It's a weird word. Yeah.
It is a very weird word.
Yeah. So Joel said that's not the way this works.
Joel's close on the train and it starts to leave the station. Lolita races for the train, leaping into the back of it, barely able to hold on. Lolita turns to him, pulls up the sweater, showing her pussy and making crude gestures at him. She bursts out laughing as the train disappears from sight. That was pretty good. Exterior, elevated train, day, moving. Lolita holds onto the back of the train. People inside watch. As a building passes nearby, Lolita leaps from the train, landing on the roof. There is a collective gasp from the riders. Yeah. Exterior, fire escape. Lolita climbs down the fire escape into the back alley where Miles... Oh, geez. How do you pronounce his last name? Rainquist? Okay.
Yeah, Rainquist.
Okay, perfect. Miles Rainquist and some thugs in a gang colors are playing basketball.
Hey, boys. You know a good spot a girl can lay low for a couple hours?
The thugs exchange glances with Miles, who turns to Ophelia. She gets up and walks over to Lolita.
I guess that depends on who's after you.
A couple thugs who work for my grandfather.
Miles arches a brow.
My grandfather keeps me locked in a dungeon. I escaped, and now he wants to collect me and send me back.
You're not a cop, are you? She looks like a cop.
Yeah. I'm not a cop.
Larry.
Lolita pulls the sweater off, stands nude before them.
You're welcome to search me if you want.
Interior observation room. Patel, Jacobs, Tatiana, and the captain are standing around the room. The captain stares through the mirror glass at Emmy as the paramedic looks her over.
Care to tell me how a girl barely over 100 pounds was able to take on 3 of you?
I don't know, sir. It was like...
The captain turns, arches his brow.
Like she was possessed.
The captain turns to Tatiana.
And does the FBI care to share what interest they have in the case? I can only say that we are pursuing a dangerous fugitive, and we have reliable intelligence to suggest that Miss Riley came in contact with her. And this suspect was somehow running through my station.
Tatiana nods. Knock, knock. A young hipster tech, Dorian Miller, enters.
Whoa, full house.
What did you find, Miller?
Nothing.
Captain stares at him.
That's just it. There's nothing on the feeds. Your suspect was able to delete themselves from our security systems in real time.
Dorian holds up a tablet. Angle tablet.
I'm going for an Oscar over here.
Yes.
Hey, that's kind of the way,
Yeah.
Like early 20s, hipster, just out of college.
Oh,
yeah, that's kind of how I visualize.
Dorian holds up a tablet.
That's by the spirit of those who died in the plane. That's a good one.
Oh, man. Angle tablet. There's surveillance feed outside the interrogation room. The door opens as a pixelated mask appears on the outside of the door, and before moving down the hallway, seconds before Alvarez, Joel, and Tatiana approach the doorway. Dorian stops the video feed.
I've seen a lot of speed hacks, but nothing like this, and we've got state-of-the-art firewalls in place.
Agent, do you have anything to add? No, sir.
The captain looks into the interrogation room. The paramedic gives the thumbs up to the mirror glass and exits.
Based on my detective's reports, Emerald Riley was found elbows deep in her father's blood, and the only witness is in the ICU with a fractured skull. No forced entry in the house. And unless you have anything to add, we find ourselves with only one suspect. What you've stated is factual. Fucker.
Interior police station processing. Emmy faces forward, holds a sign up with her name, date, and number. Lights flash. Emmy faces the side, holding the same sign. Lights flash. Interior rave nightclub back room. Miles enters the back room as Lolita stands by a mirror applying makeup, and Ophelia stands by the door.
I think you were Miles Preston.
Yeah.
Too clean. Her skin doesn't have a blemish on it.
Lolita walks into a mini bar, pours herself a shot of tequila, and downs it.
Fuck this weak sauce. You got anything harder?
Miles walks up beside her, takes the bottle of Bacardi 151, and pours her a shot. Lolita downs it.
Really? That's the best you got?
I got something, but it's going to cost you.
As long as it does the trick.
Miles and Ophelia exchange glances. Miles walks over to a safe, opens it. Angle safe. The safe contains a pistol, ammo, cash, and a black case. Miles removes the case. Miles sits down at the desk, opening the case. He takes out a needle and some heroin. As Miles prepares the drugs, Lolita leans over the desk. Ophelia walks up behind her, rubbing her hands on her buttocks. Lolita looks up at Ophelia, smiles, and kisses her on the lips, and runs her hands up and down her breast and stomach.
You ready, little girl?
Miles grabs the tourniquet.
By the way, we're echoing. Just
Yeah.
FYI.
Say again?
We're echoing in your...
Oh, my microphone, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Sure. Whenever I say we're echoing, it means the audio from Larry and myself is coming through your speakers and then through your microphone.
Well, you also say echoing when I repeat myself in a script, and I wasn't sure.
Okay, I understand.
What you were referring
this time
to.
I'm saying we have audio echoing as opposed to script echoing. How's that?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay. All right. But it seems better now.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So Miles grabs the tourniquet and then Lolita.
That's not going to work. Trust me.
Lolita takes the needle, leaning back, her head back, and injects the drugs directly into her eyes.
Damn, girl, you're gonna go blind.
Lolita falls back across the desk as a high finally takes over.
Oh, shit.
Miles takes the needle from her. Ophelia applies the tourniquet to his arm. Lolita reaches up.
Dude, you are just full of them tonight.
Oh man.
What's this? Let's see. What we got this one? This is
Because of the eyeball. Ooh.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Or that escalated quickly.
Just wait. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. All right. Where are we? Yeah. Okay. Applies the tourniquet to his arm. Lolita reaches up, rubs Miles' crotch. She unzips his pants, pulling out his cock, and starts sucking on it.
All right.
Yeah. Miles ties the tourniquet on Ophelia's arm, and you were worried there weren't going to be any sex scenes.
Okay. All right. So
interior courtroom.
I feel like if I was an executive producer on this story and I was reading this, I'm like, you said you toned it down, but I'm like, okay, yeah, that was not like that.
There's only like one sex scene now instead of like 3 or 4.
Right. Okay, so previously we had 3 sex scenes in 10 pages. Now we've kind of moved it down to 1. All right, that is
less. We've got down to 1, and her making crude suggestions.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Interior courtroom. Emmy sits beside her public defender in the courtroom across from the prosecutor. Tatiana sits in the back row. A judge finishes reading the brief, closes it.
Miss Yancey, how does your client plead? My client believes she was possessed by the devil and has no recollection of the events that evening.
The judge removes his glasses.
The sheer brutality of the murder from someone with no history of violent or criminal behavior, plus there's evidence of emotional and physical abuse by the victim against the defendant.
Judge looks over at the prosecutor, who nods.
As such, the defense requests Miss.
You seem to be breaking up over there.
Oh, it's not just me this time.
No, I think John
Determine her competency to stand trial.
Oh, we're back.
All right, so as such, the defense requests Miss Riley undergo psychiatric treatment in a state mental health facility so we can determine a competency to stand trial. Sounds good. All right, there you go.
Okay. Prosecutor leans forward.
We have no objections, Your Honor.
The judge slams his gavel.
Oh, yeah. Slammity slam.
Interior rave nightclub night. Neon lights flash, house music pulsates, dancers crowd the floor. Lolita, wearing a skimpy little outfit, dances in the center of the floor with Ophelia. Miles sits on the loft watching. Several of his thugs are sitting around him drinking. The thug enters the loft, taps Miles on the shoulder before handing him a tablet.
When?
2 a.m.
Perfect.
Exterior city streets. A caravan of police SWAT vehicles, lights and sirens off. Interior SWAT vehicle. Jacobs and Patel in full tactical gear sits across from Joel.
Okay, there we go.
Yes.
All right. Larry, what do you think?
Pretty good rewrite, yes.
Cue the methadone clinic.
Yeah, exactly. We got some elements from a couple different versions of the script that we've read, so that's good. It's piecing together really nice. So
I try not to rewrite where I don't have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think this is a much better balance of story and porn. So I like it. So
yeah. And the drugs in the eye thing is important. I am
yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, the needle can't break her skin. Nothing can break her skin.
Okay, I got it.
So
nothing can break her skin. Yes.
I'm foreshadowing for that.
All right.
But
I mean, it works, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I mean, it's certainly titillating. How's that?
That's what I'm going for. Action and sex. I mean, That's like I was telling Larry while you were testing your mic.
Yeah. Oh, Skinny likes the hard drugs. Okay,
yes.
cool.
So, all right.
Gotta like the hard drugs. Yeah.
The episode 1 is going to be sold on the action and the sex. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of emotional heart in this one, but there's going to be lots of sex and lots of action. So
it's a good plan.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Guinevere 5. Where did we leave off last time? Well, certainly after page 1. I know that one.
So. We were someplace after Gatsby showed up.
Yeah. So, boom. So, after Gatsby shows up?
Yeah, because they were leaving. I think that was right around when we left off. So
yeah,
it was like 21 or 22, I think.
Something like that. Yeah.
All right, here we'll start with page 13. I will narrate.
Okay.
The elevator light blinks on. Ding. Panel 2. Gatsby looks out of the elevator to see the form of Eric, once again obscured in shadow in his suit. Guinevere, Elizabeth, and the security guard look to him with forced smiles.
Thank God you're here.
Welcome back to Pentex, Mr. Gatsby. We caught this woman breaking into our facility with the help of some violent creature and had to detain her for questioning. We now release her to you, completely unharmed, and hope that our gesture of goodwill will prevent further incursions.
Panel 2. Gatsby steps out into the main office with a stern expression of disapproval. Guinevere steps to him in submission.
John, you can do Gatsby. Yeah.
Well, this lady sure can get into a lot of mischief.
I don't know that Gatsby talks like that.
Well, this Gatsby. One does.
Yeah. That's not Gatsby. That's not... the script specifically calls for Gatsby. Right. Go ahead.
I know. I'm sorry. I really messed up.
Gatsby looks down at Guinevere.
You just really wanted to do this yourself, but you keep making mistakes.
Yeah, I can't believe you're still here for me. I'm beginning to realize how much I need you in my life.
Panel 5. Gatsby and Guinevere kiss. Panel 6.
Larry, I guess we get our kissing scene.
Yeah.
There we go. But it's a small panel. But,
better than the other scene, I suppose.
Yeah. Panel 6. The security guard smiles at the warmth of the scene. Panel 7. Elizabeth rolls her eyes.
You may leave.
Panel 8. Eric fumes.
Go.
14. 5 panels. Panel 1. Guinevere stands with Gatsby and the security guard and waves as the elevator door closes in from the sides.
Goodbye, y'all. It's been real.
That smug bitch waltzes in here at her leisure and keeps getting away scot-free.
Panel 2.
Sorry.
Panel 2. A display above Eric's should be desk shows the 3 figures standing in the elevator with crosshairs on Gatsby's head.
She is only able to do that because of Gatsby. You neutralized him. She would be all yours, and other spell tossers would learn to steer clear of here. I don't want him neutralized. I want him dead.
There you go. Oh, I like that. Okay. Panel 3. Eric's gauntleted finger taps a red switch on the desk. Panel 4. On the display screen above Eric's desk, a red spear of techno death shoots out from the elevator wall and penetrates Gatsby's neck from above and to the rear. Panel 5. In the actual elevator, Gatsby stands beside Guinevere and security guard facing forward. Speed and motion lines and shading highlight a long, high-speed, sharp steel spear fired from the ceiling towards him, just as depicted in the last panel. Page 15, 5 panels. Panel 1. Time dilates to a crawl as Gatsby's protective spell kicks in. He stands facing forward as the spear continues towards him, but seems to notice something is amiss. Guinevere and the security guard stand completely unaware of the danger.
What's this? My protective magic has triggered time dilation. What on earth is going?
Oh my.
Panel 2, Gatsby turns as the sphere hurtles towards him. Guinevere and the security guard stand frozen in time.
Oh, that looks quite unpleasant.
Panel 3, he stands casually aside as the sphere moves harmlessly past. Guinevere and the security guard stand frozen in time.
Well, old sport, it's a war you want, it's a war you'll get.
Page 4. Guinevere and the security guard stand frozen in time. Gatsby embraces Guinevere with his left arm as he casts a spell with his right, arcane symbols alight in the air.
Come along, dear.
Panel 5. Gatsby and Guinevere fly through the elevator shaft as experienced through the astral plane. It appears as a dark, ominous passageway similar to Captain Dallas in the airshaft scene from the original Alien.
Cheer up, my dear.
What?
We were attacked. Eric seems a bit more irritable this time around.
Why do you think that is?
Page 16, panel 5. 5 panels. Panel 1. Eric, appearing completely healed and back in his business suit, sits in his office chair, cursing. On a display above the desk, the security guard stands in amazement as he surveys the steel spear that launched from the ceiling to the door.
Damn it, foiled again.
Panel 2. Against a black background, Viviac stands over Eric, who remains seated in his office chair. Her tits spill right into his face.
They probably escaped to the Umbra.
The what?
The reality on top of this one. Wanna go?
We can do that.
Listen, stud, I got plans for this realm just like you do. If we can learn to work together, we can combine the power of your technology and my magic.
What must I do?
Viviac sits.
The first time in your existence, you have emotions. You can feel the power.
Yes.
I have been a mistress of human emotions for thousands of years. You are a slave to human emotions. Therefore, you are a slave to me. But there is power in slavery. Acknowledge what you are to claim that power.
Panel 4. Eric is confused as Viviac presents a contract on the tablet we last saw in issue 3.
What does that mean?
Dr. Gillum, it means we need to negotiate the terms of my possession of you. I was thinking, agree that I have complete and total discretion to do whatever I want with you and all that you control.
Impossible. I have a mission.
Oh, yes, the mission. We've observed each other's actions throughout time, and I've always wondered what your purpose was. Tell me, Eric, before you became a slave to your emotions, what was it that you did?
Panel 5. Viviac stands behind to the left of Eric, seated in his chair. In the empty space behind them, an alien probe circles a primordial Earth.
Millions of years ago, a spacefaring species sent forth probes into the universe to search for other signs of habitable worlds and intelligent life.
Page 17. 5 panels. Panel 1. A clockwork automation like the one theorized by NASA to explore the hostile environments of Venus explores the shore of a Paleozoic Earth. Horseshoe crabs swim in a nearby sea. And I got some photo references.
As part of that probe, I have a clear mission directives. Monitor and report all signs of discovered life. In regards to an intelligent species, my directives are to remain undiscovered and as certain as it is
Ascertain
its worthiness for leaving its host planet.
Observe and report. Sounds terribly boring. Dr. Gillum?
Panel 2, Eric seated and standing. Eric seated and the standing Viviax remain against a black background, except the display above Eric's desk now appears as his attention is drawn to it. On the display appears the medical profile of Valentina Hazlitt along with the headshot picture.
There are a few additional protocols. One in particular, foster life capable of advanced civilizations. My creators, whoever they were, wanted to actively cultivate intelligent client species. For a perfectly logical approach, growth, future allies, and provide regular progress reports. All the while staying hidden in the shadows. I possessed no knowledge that I might identify my employer.
Panel 3, Viviax smiles as she touches the tablet in front of her, which has a new paragraph which opens. Agreement to foster intelligent life with the computer, which computer highlights in a different color.
I see. Well, partner, you're in luck. I just added that to the contract.
Panel 4, with her left hand, Viviax turns Eric's head into her cleavage. With her right hand, she puts the contract tablet in his grasp.
Now, all you have to do is ensure the fostering of intelligent life on this planet and have all your dirty emotional fantasies fulfilled. All you have to do to ensure the fostering of intelligent life on this planet and have all your dirty emotional fantasies fulfilled is to agree to worship me for the rest of your existence.
Panel 5, Eric's finger touches the screen and his signature appears on the dotted line. Page 18, Panel 1. Elizabeth leans over the body of Eric, which rests as we saw it before, skinless and in a pressure suit with a shattered faceplant.
Dr. Gillen, shall I attempt some form of repair?
Panel 2, Elizabeth reacts in horror as Eric's face begins to burn and blacken as small flames erupt from his skin.
Ah!
Panels 3 through 5 should be equal size to take at the bottom of the page to show the transformation of what was Eric into a new creature possessed entirely by Viviax. The depiction of Eric's transformation in the chair should mimic the transformation seen from Metropolis, with the fire forming two rings above and below the seated figure. Eric's seated form is covered in large flames. Panel 4, the heat emanates as he is entirely engulfed in flames. Panel 5, the heat dissipates to reveal the outline of a new figure, Viverick, somewhat akin to the Trinity cover of issue 3 done by Whiskey Paint, with the form and look of Guinevere entirely replaced by the amalgam of Viverick and Eric. Page 19, 5 panels. Viverick sits on the throne and looks at the cowering figure of Elizabeth with scorn. Letter note, Viverick should have a different lettering style, so that combines and represents the combination. Go ahead.
Sir, you have been altered.
Fall to your knees, Earthling, for we have come from beyond to sit in judgment.
Panel 2, Elizabeth complies and looks away and looks upon her master with reverence.
I hear and obey.
The first order of business. So much to do. Our prime directive remains to provide intelligent allies for our mysterious benefactor. Why not design the perfect one? That is what I task you with, Elizabeth. Aid me in designing the perfect organism. Create for me a race of perfect beings to worship me, their perfect creator.
Panel 3, Elizabeth does her best to stuff away her fear and concern as the horror unfolds.
Yes, sir, of course.
No longer a sir. I have transcended all of that. I have become an instrument of divine will. I shall create this new race of more perfect beings, and I shall rule over them as a god.
Panel 4, with a wave of her hand, Viverick's red arcane energy opens a dimensional portal. Still kneeling, Elizabeth throws her arms up in exultation. Larry?
Oh, sorry. How better to christen our new direction than to take her as our slave?
Panel 5. Gatsby and Guinevere glide cautiously through the astral space in a creepy astral duct-like system that we last saw them in. Shadowy black tentacles reach out for them, but are repelled by the glow of Gatsby's green aura. We need a Guinevere.
Larry, I think you're a Guinevere.
Well, there's going to be a lot of Guinevere and Viverick, so why don't you...
All right, I'll take over Guinevere. You didn't like my Gatsby anyway.
There you go. Oh, well, you're going to do Gatsby and Guinevere. How's that?
I can do that.
Okay. Or, you know what, right now, you know what, you're right. You stick with Gatsby. Larry, you do Guinevere, but when Viverick comes in...
Oh, sorry. I lost my connection for a second.
All right, you know what? I'm back. Okay, I'll read Guinevere. Master, I could swear I've seen this shaft before.
That sounds kinky.
It sounds like Barbara Eden to me. I heard that in the Barbara Eden voice.
No, I mean, Master, yeah. I've seen this shaft before.
Well, if you watch I Dream of Jeannie, it's a little kinky. You know? Dude,
I wasn't allowed to watch that growing up.
Yes,
it had witchcraft and stuff in my...
It had witchcraft and tits, you know. So, yeah. All right. Page 20, panel 1. In the same spirit dimension, Viverick flies through the shaft, leaving a visible trail of flame, Human Torch style. She appears as a hermaphroditic combination of Eric and Viviac, with a menacing set of antennas. The Whiskey Paint Trinity cover. They gleam with red, glowing magical flames.
Soon now I will possess her.
Page 2. Guinevere and Gatsby approach a T intersection where a similar shadowy shaft leads from above and below. Viverick flies down from the shaft from above towards them.
If you don't maintain good spirits, this astral labyrinth becomes even more difficult, my dear.
Yes.
Gatsby, stupid fucking yokel. Yeah.
I don't have that many character voices.
I see that.
Oh my God. Yes, there you are.
Panel 3. Viverick makes a fiery descent towards Gatsby and Guinevere with shooting a gout of flame from her hands towards Gatsby. Gatsby flies in front of Guinevere to protect her from the oncoming evil and interposes a radiant green shield of arcane energy between them and their attacker. Good God, is that Viviac's?
You understand only half of the equation, my pet.
Panel 4. Viverick's gleaming metal claws smash through Gatsby's shield.
No matter, you will be at my side as soon as I kill your companion.
Champion.
Sorry. It works either way. No,
21. Bolts of green lightning shoot from both of Gatsby's hands and tear into the form of Viverick.
Begone, hellspawn. Is that better?
Yeah, it's better, yeah. Panel 2. Viverick holds her arms out cruciform as the green lightning consumes her. It shines with such radiance as to show the outline of her clockwork skeleton.
Ah!
Panel 3. Gatsby stares in disbelief as Viverick regains her bearings and begins to siphon off the green energy from the sea that's surrounding her form into the hands which she holds shoulder length apart.
What is this, then?
Panel 4. Viverick channels the energy into a violet stream which courses towards Gatsby and collides with his spell shield.
Taste your own mortality.
Page 22, panels 5. Panel 1. Viverick's magical energy knocks Gatsby back against the wall. Though his magical shield remains intact, he and Guinevere, who stand a few feet to his right, share a look of concern.
Guinevere, come to me.
Stay back or I will fry you both.
Panel 2. With her right hand, Viverick maintains the blast of energy, while with her left, she beckons to Guinevere. Gatsby is pinned to the wall behind his energy shield.
Join me and he lives.
Don't do it. A fate worse than death awaits a demon servitor.
Panel 3. Guinevere takes a step towards Viverick as she continues her magical assault on Gatsby. Do I have your word that you will let him live?
Absolutely.
A demon's worthless promise.
Page 4. Guinevere grabs Viverick's face and turns to face hers. Can I trust you?
I have always honored my promises.
And what is it that you desire from me?
Everything.
Page 5. Gatsby stares as Viverick, having ceased her magical assault, takes Guinevere in her arms and gives her a passionate kiss. 22, page 5. Guinevere pulls away from Viverick, and Gatsby looks on in hurt and confusion. I'm flattered, but I don't think so. Page 2. Guinevere directly interposes herself between Viverick and Gatsby. You can reduce me to ash right now if you like, or you can let me go with him and try to win me later. Your choice. Panel 3. Arcane red flames rage red hot in Viverick's hands, but she restrains her rage as Guinevere walks away with Gatsby.
How did you know she wouldn't kill you?
Kisses never lie if you know how to read them. Page 4. Viverick emerges from a teleportation portal back in the Pentax office where Elizabeth dutifully awaits.
I will possess that arrogant bitch in time.
Panel 5. Taking notes on her clipboard, Elizabeth stands by Viverick, who is seated on her throne underneath the display which shows the research file of Valentina Hazlitt.
Dr. Matheson, you will research your research will go into a new field. Sorry. We will create a new race of creatures who will become powerful allies for our unknown benefactor.
Page 24, one panel. Viverick sits plotting on her throne.
Valentina Hazlitt will serve as our experimental prototype as we develop a powerful race designed for space travel and colonization. Humanity will no doubt exterminate themselves without me to guide and protect them. I may even lend them a helping hand to their own demise. Meanwhile, humanity's replacement shall be created right here in this lab where I, their god, was made. A god who shall be known as Viverick.
And that's the end.
Woo!
Wow.
What do you
think? I thought some of the lines that we started reading, some of the dialogue was a bit cheesy. I mentioned that last week.
Yeah.
But
yeah. What does that mean? Medical.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
I don't know where we got medical.
Explain.
I like the ending. I thought that Guinevere's whole objective was to save Valentina.
Yeah, but we haven't gotten to that yet, have we?
Yes, but
isn't this the end of issue 5? Isn't that the end of the story?
That is the end of the story. But as
so
you can see,
did not save.
She did not. But at the same time, Valentina is also not dead. Almost like maybe there should be more story later on.
Oh.
This is a comic book ending, right? I'm introducing a world. This what you just learned right there was that this 5-issue arc was nothing but an origin story. It was all an origin story. Who's Guinevere? Who's Gatsby? Who's Viverick? This was the origin story of Viverick. It's Guinevere and the Divinity Factory. That's what I'm going with. Anyway.
Okay. I mean, it works in that way.
Yeah.
I guess.
You want it more of an ending, though, right?
Yeah, I kind of feel like even in an origin story, when a story ends, there needs to be some kind of resolution to something.
Okay.
And I mean, unless the resolution is her relationship with Gatsby, but I don't know. I kind of feel like some of the major plot points need to be kind of resolved, and some of them can continue.
My thinking is it's Guinevere's identity. This is what this is all about. Guinevere trying to find her identity and her sense of ethics. Basically, the problem she suffers from is that the power she wields has exceeded her moral compass, and she's starting to get into trouble and use people. And in this kind of world, in this kind of setting, it's very much like the Space Wizards with the Jedi and stuff. Because Black Magic is part of that. So the seduction of being pulled towards, like using mind control on people to do whatever you'd like. And let's face it, if you had the power to control minds, how would you not abuse that? The whole concept of consent is basically erased. And like she's kind of wandering down this path, and she's put to kind of this moral test. And she is taking her actions towards that test, and she doesn't waver from it, and she does her best, I think, to accomplish it. And at the end of the story, Valentina, really, she has overachieved the goal, because Valentina not only is not going to die, she's going to be the model of what replaces humanity.
Yes.
When was Valentina introduced in your story? What issue?
Issue 2. Hello?
So for 4 issues, she's been trying to save this girl?
3 issues, yeah.
Issue 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah,
I get what you're getting at.
Yeah, 4 issues, yes.
Right. I don't know. I just kind of feel like that's a big story arc to kind of plug a to be continued ending on. I kind of feel like, I don't know.
I disagree.
So,
okay.
All right.
Okay. So it was either going to be this or basically the apocalypse, right? Was where you were going with the other ending, essentially, right?
Well, I mean, if Guinevere joined those two and became Trinity, then look, we still have Gatsby, right?
Yeah.
This whole story exists to serve a purpose of introducing a world, and a world that people can write in. And see, if I close the story, I give other people less opportunities to write. Whereas leaving the story open and, I think compelling, and then I'm going to say, okay, I now got to move to this other story. People are going to go, but what happens next? I'm like, let's check out what Larry Holder's writing. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. So
actually, that gives me a little bit more direction, surprisingly.
Right, because I'm using kind of this script to help Larry's script, if you know what I'm saying. So I'd rather open story possibilities than close them.
Okay.
I mean, look at the end of if you look at a novel series like Lord of the Rings, or at the end of issue 1, you're like, but they set up a whole bunch of stuff that isn't resolved. Like, well, yes, they did, and the book is over, but the story is not over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember when Fellowship of the Ring ended, how I felt.
Okay.
And I didn't like it. I don't. That just bothers me. And it's a big thing, and I guess even more it bothers me because it's a big thing Hollywood's doing right now, where they'll put out these giant tentpole movies but not end them because they expect a sequel. But
so
the movie crashes and burns, and then there's never a sequel.
Hold up, but I am making comic books.
It's true.
All right. And I am looking at my own sales, and I'm saying Guinevere is good, and you guys should get in on it. All right. If Guinevere was dog shit, I would issue 5 would be wrapped up. She might be in a coffin or something. We might be shoveling dirt over her. But I'm like, no, it's good. People should buy this stuff.
I know what you're saying though, John, because there's been a few movies that I got into, and they had that open ending, and they never made a sequel. And it's God damn it! Yeah.
Well, Skinny, unless your book ends with heroin in the eyes, I mean, I just can't get into it. But yeah, that's kind of where, as I said, to me, and again, not everything has to be written for me, but that's just kind of one of my pet peeves when a story ends and it's not resolved. I don't mind if there's little questions that plague the back of your mind and you wonder, what happened here and what happened there. But see, I think I kind of feel like when the story ends,
definition of always leave them wanting more. I feel like this is like a date, and you're going home and you're like, I didn't get to fuck her. This is bullshit. But the fact that you didn't get to means you're gonna go on the next date, which means you're gonna buy the next book, right?
As long as I know there's going to be one,
you're in my hands. I'm making a story here. Calm down.
I think you're safe, but yeah. Well, you can start.
That's kind of anyway. As I said, it seems to be one of my things, and again, it's just me.
Okay.
I know I was shitting on Marvel a lot earlier about doing that, but they do it in such a way that it's like, okay, we're doing this series, and then they ended on some like weird issue, like issue 7, because it's not selling, and then they rebooted as issue 1 again, so that it sells again. But that's not what's happening here. So, yeah. At least you wrapped up your plot points. So.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I wrapped up all the plot points.
Yeah.
It's about Guinevere's, quest to try and find, a moral compass to help guide her power.
Yeah.
And
so now you can write like Guinevere and the Goblet of Fire next. Or no, I'm just kidding, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Next is going to be Guinevere and the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, there you go.
And the Chamber of Secrets.
Chamber of Secrets. The
No,
Temple.
that's going to be my book. I'm the one doing the porno.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lolita and her Chamber of Secrets.
That would be
and you can use Guinevere and give it, and you can.
There you go.
What I'm allowing you to do, John, is you can take the Guinevere character and put her in your story, and then come up with an ending, and maybe I'll like your ending, and then maybe I'll be like, shit, I should use that in mine. So like I'm allowing other people to show me how they would want to close that loop, or introduce their own characters into this world.
Shit. It's almost like you're like.
I don't think our universes would be compatible, but.
Oh, come on now.
Our rules on demonic possession are different. Yeah. So I don't know. Sometimes when you get into, world building rules, they're not always compatible with,
Okay, that's fine, but I know.
But anyway, I know what you're getting at
as to how much money you can get on your first book.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You might get more if you could get some of the Guinevere audience.
He's got a point.
I'm just a reminder, Guinevere issue 3 brought in over $16,000. I'm just saying. If you can find a way to fudge your spirit rules to get that world into your story, your marketability expands. That's all I'm saying. Just a thought. Anyway.
Not to harp on, nerdiness or whatever, but, when they did a new Star Trek show, they'd always, have characters from the previous show introduce the new cast or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's just something you do, but,
Would John have preferred Lord of the Rings if Gandalf just came
Well, they did have the Eagles. The Eagles could have just flown them to Mordor.
Yeah.
No. I want to see that version of Lord of the Rings now.
They fly around on eagles and instead of flying around on eagles, it's an Apache helicopter. The Gandalf, he takes them out on, and then they come back, and then they leave it behind, and then they walk on foot. Because you still have to follow the story.
It's like I was trying to tell you before I fell to fly, but you just wouldn't listen. It's like I had this helicopter parked outside, and
and John, see, like I think you are you're not, in my opinion, you're not respecting the genre difference. Okay. Screenplays, because they are, they're basically analogous to stage plays. They represent a large investment, commitment to bring it to life, and a commitment of time. And often they need to find an audience in order for, stage plays hardly ever get sequels, but, screenplays start to get sequels and whatnot. But when you're dealing with more periodical things like comics or TV shows, like this is an absolutely fine way to wrap up a season, for instance.
Yeah.
Right.
Good way to wrap up a season. Yeah.
Like if you understood that was the final episode of the TV show, you'd be like, cool, It'd
be like,
maybe season 2 doesn't come out, and you're like, but look, it's still, it's the nature of how you do it. So
yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Anyway, Do we have any other scripts or?
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah, I will say the more boring. There we go.
Actually, yeah, that was a pretty good animated movie for the time. So,
which?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Ralph Bakshi. Yeah.
Which one?
The Ralph Bakshi Lord of the Rings movie.
Oh, the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he did a Lord of the Rings movie afterwards.
Yeah.
He used a lot of that rotoscoping live action film into it. It was really interesting.
Oh, neat.
I like that movie quite a bit. So yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, those are all the scripts we have for this week. Check back next week. I should have either some cleaned up Guinevere 5, although I think that's pretty good. I just need to fix some dialogue and typos and stuff. But I may have some concept and story pages for what I want to do next. So that could be cool. We're going into space. That's all I can tell you.
Are you doing the White Lily, or
I want to bring back White Lily. So it's she's
you were talking about
in space.
Best place to have them. There we go.
Because you were talking about like the robot sort of jet fighter in space sort of thing going on. Yeah. Macross with lesbians.
Yeah,
there you go.
Dude. I just came. Oh man, that's so good.
Instead of oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that would be great. We could always use more voices. Yeah,
that would be awesome. Yeah, I always post a link for the invite link in the Discord. So if you're able to join the Discord, then you can always just hop on over and join if you have an opportunity. So anyway, all right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. This has been Press Pull with Pop Jacks Comics. Thank you very much for your time. Take care.
Good night.